I always thought betrayal was something that happened to other people. You hear stories about marriages broken by affairs, about families torn apart by jealousy or greed, but you never expect a knife to come from the people you love most, the people you would have laid your life down for. I thought loyalty ran in my blood. I thought love was enough. I was wrong. It all started just a few weeks before my wedding. I was standing at the edge of everything I had dreamed of, a beautiful woman who had said yes to forever, a family that was proud of me, a brother who had always been my best friend. Life seemed almost too perfect, and maybe that was a warning I ignored. Sometimes, when everything feels like it finally makes sense, fate is already sharpening the blade. The first time I noticed something strange, it was a glance, just a flicker of a look between my fiancée and my brother. It was quick enough that I could dismiss it as nothing. But then came the awkward silences, the way they avoided being in the same room together when others were around, the way her hand would tighten slightly when his name came up. My gut whispered, but my heart refused to listen. I was blinded by the belief that the people I trusted most could never hurt me. The truth exploded in the ugliest way possible. I found out she was pregnant. At first, I was overwhelmed with joy. I pictured the child with her smile, maybe my eyes, our laughter filling the house we had just bought. But when I told her how happy I was, I saw something in her face that didn't fit. A shadow, a crack in the mask she had been wearing. And then the confession tumbled out, ragged and broken, like poison that had been festering too long. The baby wasn't mine. It was my brother's. The silence after those words was heavier than any scream. My body went numb, but my mind burned. I wanted it to be a nightmare, something I would wake up from with her still in my arms, my brother still my friend. But the truth doesn't dissolve when you shut your eyes. It sits inside you, tearing you apart from within. I confronted him the same night. My brother, my blood, the one who had shared my childhood, my secrets, my victories and failures. He didn't deny it. He didn't even try. He looked ashamed, but shame was too weak a punishment for what he had done. Rage boiled through me until I couldn't contain it. My fists met his face, over and over, fueled by years of trust turned into ashes in a single betrayal. I remember the taste of blood, not just his, but mine too, from biting my lip until it split. When he finally lay there broken, I didn't feel relief, only emptiness. My fiancée, no, the woman I thought was my fiancée, stood there sobbing, begging me to listen, begging me to forgive. She said it was a mistake, that she didn't mean for it to happen, that she still loved me. But love doesn't crawl into your brother's bed. Love doesn't grow into a child that isn't mine. I kicked her out that night, the wedding dress still hanging in the closet, like a cruel joke. I cut them both off, blocked their numbers, packed away the photographs where we smiled like fools who thought family was unbreakable. I thought the worst part was behind me, that the wound, as deep as it was, would eventually scar. But then came the pleas. My parents, the people who raised me, who taught me right from wrong, who always said family was everything. They came to me with tears in their eyes, with hands clutching mine, begging me to forgive. He's your brother, they said. She made a mistake. You can't throw away your blood. You can't turn your back on family. But wasn't it family who stabbed me in the back? Wasn't it family who destroyed everything I had built? Every word they spoke felt like salt rubbed into my wounds. They didn't understand that forgiveness isn't just a switch you flip. Forgiveness doesn't rebuild trust that's been ground into dust. My parents saw two children who had wronged each other. But I saw a man who stole my future and a woman who shattered my heart. Nights are the hardest. I lie awake replaying every memory, every laugh, every shared drink with my brother, every kiss from her lips, and I wonder how long the lie had lived between them. Was it one moment of weakness, or a hidden flame that had been burning behind my back for months? Every possibility hurts. Every answer is worse than the last. There are moments I feel the temptation to forgive, to pick up the pieces, to let them back into my life, if only to silence the begging of my parents. But then I imagine a child that would grow up as a daily reminder of betrayal, a living scar. Could I ever look at that child without hatred boiling inside me? Could I ever truly forget? I used to believe family was unbreakable. Now I know better. Sometimes blood is not thicker than betrayal. Sometimes the ones closest to you are the ones holding the knife. And yet, in the quiet after the storm, I have found something strange. Freedom. When I cut them off, I also cut away the illusions I have been living under. I no longer waste my loyalty on people who don't deserve it. I no longer confuse love with weakness. My parents still beg me, but I will not bend. I will not forgive. Some wounds are too deep, some scars too permanent. They chose their path when they crossed mine, and I chose mine when I walked away. What remains now is a story etched in my bones, a betrayal so complete it almost destroyed me. But I survived, and survival, I realize, is its own kind of victory. Because while they live with guilt, shame, and hollow shell what they did, I walk forward alone, but unbroken.